Good looks is only one objective when making upgrades and transformations to any space. When designed right, your kitchen should cook well too. We're in the kitchen today with Chef Owen. And Chef Owen, what have you made for us today?
It's my pleasure to be here, and today I have prepared a Tuscan green olive chicken dish served over pasta.
And it looks absolutely wonderful. I watched you make it from start to finish, and it's beautiful, it's festive, and you have brought a fabulous wine. And I know that you were talking to me a little earlier explaining that it would be nice to try the wine by itself, the food by itself, and then try the two together. So tell us a little bit about why you chose this particular wine for this particular dish.
My wife and I just got back from Italy on our 25th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
And we stayed in a little town called Montepulciano. And this wine is from the Montepulciano region, and this recipe was inspired from our trip through Tuscany. And it pairs really well with the olives and the tomatoes in it, because it has a little bit of a cherry aftertaste, and it just smooths it all out.
Right. I'm looking forward to trying that because we haven't had a chance to do that. I did sneak a little taste of the dish, which is absolutely incredible, but this will be really fun. Before we go there, tell us a little bit about you and your company, Chef with Benefits, which, by the way, is a fabulous name.
Yes, it is. And what it involves is I teach guys how to cook in a party atmosphere. And what they will do is would be maybe 4 couples will come to either my house or their house. And then I will bring the guys into the kitchen and we will make the appetizers. Then they will go and serve the appetizers.
To the women?
Yes, to the women.
Very cool. That's a nice change.
And then they'll all get a chance to enjoy the appetizers and maybe a glass of wine. And then once the appetizers are finished, I will bring the guys back into the kitchen and we will continue on preparing the rest of the meal. And then once that's done, then they'll all get to sit down and enjoy it.
And enjoy the meal together. And then you all sit together as a group. It is an entertaining feel, if you will.
Yes, it is.
And what a great gift, too.
Oh,
you know,
it is.
to give, especially for a female, to give to a male companion, to say, hey, I think you should do this for me.
Right, and it works out, you know, a little bit cheaper than going out for dinner, and you get to spend time with, you know, your friends, sitting around talking.
Right, and more people are entertaining out of their homes, which is why we're creating these awesome kitchens to cook out of. And next, we're going to talk about how you felt this kitchen performed. But before we go there, walk us through how you prepared this dish, what it involved, and what it was like to cook here.
Well, in this dish, we started out with about 2 pounds of chicken, which I diced. Then I have some fresh tomatoes, again, which was diced, and then some green olives, a little bit of feta, and some pine nuts. So over here on this 36-inch range, I started by taking my pan and getting the pan hot and then adding the olive oil to it.
Right.
Once the olive oil was hot, then I took the chicken and I seared the chicken. I did about half the batch at one time so that it doesn't steam. Because you put too much in there, it's just going to get liquefied and then you're going to have water everywhere.
Which is something, yes, that we learned today through this whole process, because I tend to throw, especially with the one skillet cooking, I tend to just throw it all in there and get it done. But you're saying to take your time with it, really let the meat have room. You said to have room in the pan so they could breathe. Right.
Yeah, and then also so that, and then you want to let the chicken sit until it releases from the pan, because if you go too soon, you're going to have pieces of chicken stuck on the bottom of the pan, which you don't want.
Right.
So I took the chicken out, and then from there I put a little bit more olive oil in, and went ahead and added the onion, sauteed the onion, put some garlic in there, let that go for about 30 seconds, then added the tomatoes, the olives, pine nuts, and then you just let that cook for a little while.
Right. And again, I have to stress, easy, one skillet, just a few ingredients, which is, and all ingredients that we all can get, which was amazing. I mean, you can go to your local store, whether you're shopping organic or just convenience, and get everything you need for this dish.
That's right. And then also, if you don't have, you know, fresh ripe tomatoes around, you can use a can of diced tomatoes. That'll work just as well.
Can is always good.
And same with the olives. If you're having difficulty with the green, or if you don't like green, you can substitute black.
And the simplicity of the one skillet cooking to me, it seems to be a bit green and keeps the energy efficiency, and we're not having to turn on the oven and heat the place up, and it's
Right.
just, it's easy, and it's simple, and it's clean.
Mm-hmm. Makes the cleanup real easy too. You don't have a whole bunch of pans that you have to clean.
Right.
You just have the one.
Right, love it. We had the opportunity to cook today in Ferguson's beautiful showroom kitchen, and you had the opportunity to cook on the Thermador 36-inch range. Tell us a little bit about how that was for you. How was the functionality of that?
This worked out really well for me. I like that it was gas, and everything was just at the right height, and controls were just phenomenal. They were just right there. Wherever I set it, they went there right away.
You demonstrated that a few times for me. Yeah, you made sure that I saw that. So.
Yeah. And the cleanup was really easy as well.
Good.
Everything seems to come apart, and you can just wipe it out really clean.
So now that we know how this kitchen cooks, I spend a lot of time talking to chefs on how a kitchen looks. But I have to say, this meal looks amazing, and it's so colorful, and so often I do a palate-to-palate presentation, and I talk about the similarities on how wine and food is with our tastes, and not only our tastes, but all of our senses. We do the same thing with design. We use all of our senses. So the colors in this, as I stated before, look like they'd be beautiful even for a holiday presentation or a formal or even a casual meal. So being the chef, having created this look, did you think about the colors that you were using in the dish, or just the flavors?
It was the flavors would have been the first thing, but then the looks are really important when it comes to a meal as well.
That's what stimulates.
That is
the
correct.
first thing that stimulates our appetites. Also the first thing we see in kitchen design as well. We're not sure how the kitchen functions, which is why we bring in chefs as yourself to let us know if we're doing our job on the functionality of the layout of the kitchen. But to have a meal that looks so pretty, like, it's pretty. Yes. Thank you, Chef Owen, for being here today. I had such a great time with you. I'm looking very forward to trying the dish and sampling it with the wine. But tell us how we can learn a little bit more about you.
You can find all my contact information at chefwithbenefits.com or
finewineanddesign.com. When we come back, learn what Modern Group is doing to make your dream a reality.